Hi everyone, and welcome to my first Townie Makeover video. So I know everyone and their mother has made these kinds of videos, but I really enjoy giving some makeovers, so I thought it'd be fun to make some of these on my own every so often. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be making these, it'll just kind of be whenever I feel like it. But we are starting off with the BFF household who came with the base game and lived in Willow Creek. And their description was free spirit Liberty, cheerful Summer, and geeky Travis are unlikely friends, and nothing can come between these three except perhaps the growing feelings both Summer and Liberty have for Travis. So there's a little bit of a love triangle going on with these guys. There's a little bit of drama brewing, which could be interesting. So I can imagine is that, the three of them have been friends and then they decided to become roommates, and Liberty and Summer unexpectedly both started to develop feelings for Travis. I'm not sure if they, know the other has feelings for Travis as well, like what's going on with that, like whether they've talked to each other about this. But I do imagine that there is, of course, some jealousy going on there, like when Travis is spending time one-on-one with the other one gets a little jealous, unfortunately. But I would hope that the situation wouldn't ruin their friendships either, because it would be rather unfortunate to lose a really good friendship over something like this. And another scenario I imagine for how these feelings developed was that Liberty has always had feelings for Travis just because I feel like they have a lot in common, like they've always gotten along really well. And Summer is kind of like the more unusual friend of the bunch because she's also really athletic, so I imagine that, she was a little bit of a jock in high school, like she was the star of some kind of sports team, while Liberty and Travis were more, the geeky kind, and they're really into playing video games and that kind of a thing. So I imagine that maybe it was like that cliche. Liberty's always had feelings for her best friend Travis, but she was too afraid to act on them because of being rejected or ruining the friendship. I know it's a little cliche, but I could see it being that. And then for Summer, it was this unexpected thing that developed once they started living together. Like, perhaps Liberty has always told her that she had feelings for Travis, and Summer was always rooting for the two of them to end up together, but then she unexpectedly found herself developing feelings for Travis as well, and feels really guilty over that, and is now maybe rooting for Liberty a little less. I think that's a little bit more interesting of a dynamic. And then I don't even know what's going on Travis' side of things, like whether he's interested in one of them or both of them, or just doesn't want to get into a relationship with either of them at all and just doesn't want to go down that road. But I think that's one of those things that's better determined once you actually go into this household and play with them and just kind of see where the interests lie and how things play out. But also, when you go into this household, I noticed that none of them are friends with each other. Like, they're all just acquaintances, I think. And then there's no romantic relationship between Liberty and Summer and Travis. So I did straighten out the relationships a little bit. I made a little bit of a romantic relationship between Liberty and Travis and Summer and Travis. And then I also made it so they're all good friends with each other. So that way their relationships better reflect their backstory. But unfortunately, so in the past, like if you use a modified relationship cheat, you could make it so, a sim had a romantic relationship with another sim, but then that sim didn't have one back with them, so you could create these one-sided romantic relationships, which kind of reflects having a crush on someone. But apparently in some recent patch that changed, so when I went to go make it so Liberty and Summer had a romantic relationship with Travis, it made it so he had one back with them, which really drive me nuts because that just doesn't quite reflect what I think is going on with this household. But I feel like that was better than just leaving nothing going on there. So when you do download these sims, like if you want to download this made-over version of this household, their relationships will be straightened out. But that just drives me nuts that they changed that, because I just really liked having those one-sided relationships, because things aren't always the same between both parties. But anyway, on to the makeovers. We are on Liberty. I just talked all the way through Travis's makeover, but there wasn't anything too special about it. I just gave him this kind of geek chic look. I felt like that fitted him because he is geeky, but at the same time, he's outgoing, he's confident, so I felt like he would have a little bit of style. Like, he wouldn't be someone who had no sense of style and dressed completely sloppily. So I thought that reflected that very well, and also gave him a little bit of stubble, some glasses, made him look a little bit better, I think, a little bit more attractive. But I think his look still suits him really well. And for Liberty, I gave her this sort of quirky style, and I was trying to use some brighter colors with it because I noticed that her outfit originally had a lot of bright purples and bright yellows, so I imagined that bright purple and bright yellow were her favorite colors. So I tried to add some touches of that throughout her outfits, and also gave her this hair with kind of like a side swept bang, which I thought really suited her as well. And her outfits just needed a little bit of work because, as you saw, like her formal wear and party wear especially were a little out there, so I just kind of toned it down a little bit. Like, I still try to keep that quirkiness a little bit, but just, you know, toned it down some and gave her some better looking makeup. And with my Townie makeovers, I don't want to change their facial structures or body shapes at all. I just want to focus on their hair, makeup, and clothing when giving them these makeovers because I still want them to feel like the same Sims, just with better looking outfits and also incorporating the different hairs and clothings that we've gotten with the different packs, as well as some custom content. So that's how I'm going to be doing my Townie makeovers. Although I did change the size of Liberty's pupils, but I figured that was such a minor change. I was fine because I just felt like her pupils were a little bit too tiny. Like, it just looked kind of odd. So that was a slight adjustment that I made. But other than that, I didn't touch any of that stuff with these Sims. And we are now on to summer, and her style is a little bit different. It's a little interesting. I was trying to go with the sporty chic look for her because she is athletic. I see her wanting to be fashionable at the same time wanting to be comfortable. So her style is just kind of mixing clothing that's comfortable with more stylish items. Like with this outfit, we have just a plain long sleeve shirt with some sweatpants that are a little bit more fitted, like they're not baggy sweatpants. And then we have some heels, and it's just like, I feel like it's kind of this odd outfit, but in a way I like it. And I think it looks kind of cool. And then I also put a beanie with it, which I thought just made it come together. So yeah, it's a bit of a different style than what I would usually do, but I just really liked it. And I felt like it just suited her in a way because I see her being like just wanting to be stylish, but at the same time wanting to like just keep this athletic vibe to her style, because I feel like, you know, sports is maybe like a big part of her life. Like I said, like that she's a high school athlete and all of that. Also, in case anyone wants to download these Sims, I will have links in the description to the custom content that I used on them. So if you want to put them in your game, then check down there to see what custom content I used. And also, I did renovate their house because I talked about how I wanted to renovate the homes of some of the Townies in a video a while ago. It'll be kind of like Townie Makeover Home Edition. I think that's what I'm going to call it. So I'll have the video of their home renovation up this weekend. I'm hoping to have it up Saturday, so keep an eye out for it then. Because I thought it'd be really cool to renovate their homes to go along with their makeover, so you can spice up your game a little bit by, you know, adding, you know, them with the makeover in, and then also adding their renovated home in, so it feels a little bit more personalized to them. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that with every Townie makeover that I do, because part of why I wanted to do the Townie makeovers was to have another kind of video that was fairly quick that I could upload every so often. But I mean, it is something that ideally I would like to do because I think it is so much fun to renovate homes to suit specific Sims. But I'm not sure at this point like what exactly I'm going to do with that, but I don't think that's going to be something that I upload very often, like maybe once a month if that, because unfortunately I don't get speed builds up too often, just because I take my time with builds and they tend to take me a while to make. But I am trying to upload them a bit more often, like every couple weeks or so, maybe a little more often than that. But yeah, I don't always have a ton of time to work on builds, but I try to do it when I can. We're almost at the end of the makeover though, so I'm going to leave off here and leave you all with the rest of Summer's makeover, and also have some screenshots at the end showing how they looked before and after. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and bye!